foi a vida quis.
Hey everyone, this is the very first live stream we're doing through Jake Tonkel for San Jose State Council of District 6. I'm Jake Tonkel, and I just want to welcome you. What we really want to start off talking about was nutrition and mental health resources for our seniors. It was something that Governor Newsom touched on just last week, and we thought it was really important for us to highlight. One of the most important aspects of how we organize as a community under COVID-19, under this emergency, is how do we get information out to the public, and that's what we're hoping to do here as well. So if you could please, share this feed as I'm talking now, post a comment, share afterwards, follow, at Jake for D6 on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All of those things not only help the campaign, but they also help get the important resources out to everyone that needs them, right? I wanted to move on, the quote that we have from Gavin Newsom was, the most important way older Californians stay safe is to stay at home, right? The most important way any Californian stays safe is to stay at home, but there are those of us that in healthier conditions that can go out and provide, assistance to our community. What staying home for those that are of high risk, for our seniors, means is needing assistance with things like food, with healthcare, with fixing things around the house. They can't go out and run errands, but they also need social connection. And that's why that mental health piece of this is so important, right? There are over 1.2 million seniors in California living alone. And not all of them have, the neighbors, their family, people nearby that can help them out. My network's been extremely fortunate. I've talked to a couple of friends of mine that are in, the senior category, and they have neighbors that are helping them out. So even when I offer to go pick up groceries, to, offer assistance in any way, they have found a network. And that's what we can do even before implementation from the city, from the county, from the state come into play, is do our best to reach out to our neighbors, right? There are lots of organizations that have popped up. I talked a little bit about them on my social media before. South Bay Mutual Aid, the Health Trust, Meals on Wheels. These are all programs that are already in place that are organized either by nonprofits or the community that are making sure that our family, that our community, that our seniors are all getting healthy meals or getting the resources that they need during this. But what we want to cover is the three programs that Governor Newsom highlighted in his press conference. And the first of which is getting meals for our seniors, right? And fortunately, this has a really strong impact on our small businesses, on our small restaurants as well. What the governor is trying to do is set aside funds so that local agencies, that would mean us, City of San Jose, that would mean the County of Santa Clara, even tribes across the state of California, could partner with small businesses that perhaps their kitchen capacity isn't full, right? Maybe their business has been diminished since people aren't going out to eat, and they both need funds, and we as a community need that food to reach, that healthy food to reach our seniors. So it is a partnership that we're looking for, and that he wants local entities to be the organizers around. It's also meant to serve Californians that are not traditionally eligible for these programs, right? Meals on Wheels is not new, but as it has expanded need, they need more drivers, they're going to run out of resources as well, and we need other options for those that may not be in that same financial situation, but still are at a high risk and should stay home. So we're going to have more details coming out at the end of the week, through our county, through our city, as everybody organizes around this. But I wanted to give you all a heads up on where we're at, right? That said, if you're a D6 mom and pop restaurant and you could be making a little bit more food, you could definitely use the extra financial help. Keep an eye on this. Reach out to me if you need to, as we're going to be keeping an eye on this as well, because we do want to make sure that partnership happens. The second piece, and the mental health piece of this, is called, at least the governor calls it, social bridging. Right? We want to be proactive as well as have assistance lines in place. So there's already a friendship line set up for seniors. If they are feeling lonely, isolated, some anxiety, there is always a need for us to connect as a community. And this is no different, right? In emergency, we are just highlighting some of these programs that we have in place or should have had in place as a community in order to keep us moving and becoming stronger and stronger. So if you wanted to reach out, or someone is feeling lonely and you're stressed and busy, this is a number for them. 1-888-670-1360. Again, that's the friendship line. It's a partnership between the California Department of Aging and the Institute on Aging, a nonprofit entity. This is really important. I mean, my mother is a home health hospice worker. There are so many people that are either at home or have a spouse or a significant other or a child that is doing their best, but we cannot always be there. There are going to be times when these types of resources are going to be really valuable for people. That's California-wide. But what about District 6? What about City of San Jose? So the first step for all of these resources, whether it's food, mental health, we want people to dial 211 right now. So 211, it connects Bay Area callers to information about health and human services. It's zip code specific. You'll get on the phone and someone will be able to tell you what the nearest resources for you are. It is a toll-free number. There are live operators 24 hours a day, 7 days a week that have over 150 languages that they'll work with. There is a texting option, but the languages are only Spanish and English. So if it's something that you really need to text instead of call, and that capacity is there, note that those are the two languages that work through. We dialed 211. We wanted to see what was this resource really going to work like for our community, and you get connected in just a few minutes. There's always going to be strange times where things take longer than expected. If this goes out to 500 people and they all call 211 right now to try and get that resource, that'll bog down the wait times a little bit. But in general, we didn't have too much people getting through. It is also the opportunity for you to request assistance for someone other than yourself. So if your neighbor next door or your grandfather down the street might need some of these resources that you can't help with, call 211 first. Ask them questions. Hey, I'm going over to my grandparents' house to check on them from a safe distance. What is the information that I need to get to them so that they can be safe and healthy as well? That's all across the Bay. If you're in District 6, please give it a call. If that's not working, reach out to us. Me and my team, we're happy to come and do what we can to make sure that you're safe and healthy and connected. I did share a little bit of information earlier today about Silicon Valley Strong. Right? Silicon Valley Strong has been this partnership that has popped up during this emergency to get food assistance for seniors, to get food assistance for students, even rental assistance. We'll talk about rentership and the challenges that that's going to face for those of us with 5 more weeks of shelter in place, and then an economy that's just going to be slow to get back on its feet. Silicon Valley Strong has been a great organization through this. If you're in a capacity to donate so that other people can have access to these resources, please donate. And if you're interested in information, you can visit siliconvalleystrong.org. What they showed and are doing is getting food to seniors 60 plus at different sites in the city of San Jose and across the county. If you're in District 6, we have 3 sites available for you that you can go get food Monday through Friday. The times do vary, so if you need to check in with myself, I'm happy to make that call, or someone on my team will make that call. And then or you can make it yourself. But if you visit Willow Glen Senior Center on Lincoln, the Gardner Community Center, or the Korean Community Services Center on Fruitdale, they all are providing these meals through Silicon Valley Strong. For other information, again, you call 211, but you can also text if you just need, a quick download. You can text 898-211 with your zip code, and they will get you the closest resources to you. You can also email covidfoodassistance@sanjose.gov. So, we're doing our best, and I know that so many in the community come together. I've met so many people that just through volunteering in the last few weeks and the last few months that I know we're going to get through this together. But patience, community, those are the two things that come up first. I just want to check on a couple of questions before we're closing. We have Viveka asking, what can younger folks and not at-risk people do to support seniors? So again, there are different capacities here. One, simply to donate. Silicon Valley Strong had renter assistance, which is something seniors on fixed incomes still need in these weird times. That ran out. We had $11 million or so that ran out in the first week because there are so many people that are going to need extra help. Younger people can also volunteer to deliver groceries, go into the grocery store. I know South Bay Mutual Aid is an organization that I have driven for. We picked up food from Sacred Heart, actually, which is one of the amazing nonprofit collaborators through Silicon Valley Strong, and driven it out so that people that are at risk and our seniors can have some food. I know that Meals on Wheels has been ramping up. They had a difficult time knowing how to expand with the massive increase in capacity, but please make sure that you're kind of following that organization, Silicon Valley Health Trust as well, because as they do, boost up with resources that come down through, Gavin Newsom, there will be more that we can do as a team. But again, check on your neighbors, check on your community is the first thing you can do. Who in your network is most likely going to need assistance, or even just a call. Right? That goes a long way. We have John who's asking if we've reached out to Catholic Charities. I have not reached out, so it is definitely another organization that we can try and partner with and feed people to. I will definitely get back to you on that, John. So, all right. We have Jeremy, and this will take the last question. Still new to this, so figuring it out. But thank you. He asked, as City Council, what's the first thing you'll do differently? Right? I think what we're learning here is that the avenues that we need in place for our community are not just supposed to start and end with COVID. When we talk about paid sick leave for our frontline workers, it shouldn't just stop and end. That is something that's going to keep us safe from future issues like this that will change as we get into other emergencies, whether it's fire, whether it's flooding. These are things San Jose and the Bay Area has experienced before, and we need to be proactive in how we deal with that. And it means putting people first. So that's the ultimate goal. We'll go into a couple more live videos as well about what I think could be done or should have been done in the past to make sure that we're in a safe space for our future, to put our community first. But we won't cover those today. I want to keep it short. So in closing, thank you all very much for joining me, for asking questions. If more questions come in the live feed after we are done, I'm happy to try and answer there. Reach out if you have direct questions for me as well. You can reach me at Jake for D6 on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Those are good ways to follow the campaign. They're good ways to get the resources that we do a lot of research to put out. And then updates on when we're going to talk about things next, how to engage, because I learn from you just as much as hopefully you can learn from me. That's how we build a stronger community. So again, I appreciate everybody's input, and happy to do this again. Coming up Thursday, we're hoping to put another volunteer coordination, community engagement night together. So take a look and be ready for that. Anyway, have a good one.
Yeah.